Welcome all to SRW tonight. Tonight we go mudslinging at Volusia Speedway Park in the DSL Welding Services 360 Sprint Car Series. Tonight we have myself, Steve Martin, and Chef Toddy, who is also going to be producing and doing double duties on the comm box.
How are we, legend?
Oh, pretty good. Yourself, man? How you going on this fine night?
Oh, I'm loving it, mate. This is going to be great, man. I've raced a little bit of dirt just on iRacing and stuff. I found it a lot of fun. I can't say I'm any good, but this should be really fun tonight, so I'm looking forward to it.
Oh, these are great. As you guys can already see on the stream, there's already a bit of a slick line there, just sort of amalgamating down the bottom, which is going to make these guys run high and wide and near the fence line. So as this night goes on, it's going to be awesome. We've got some really quick guys here from all across the world. We've got people from the Asia continent. We've got Americans and obviously Australians and New Zealand. So it's really good to see everyone's joining in, and we're going to have a great night of racing here.
What have we got on field at the moment? 27. Wowee, man, that's crazy.
27 people battling for, 30 foot worth of track. It's going to be chaos. Tonight we've got 5 heats. To split the field up to get through to the B mains and the A mains. We've got 5 heats. The top 3 from each of those heats will automatically go through to the A main, or the feature race, as some of you guys out there may know it. The rest of them will go through to the B main, and once those numbers are decided, we'll be able to tell you how many people will then go through from the B main to the feature race. If it's all confusing for you guys, don't worry. We'll talk you through it as the night goes on, and I hope you guys all enjoy the stream, and we'll try our best to keep up with this fast-paced action throughout the night.
It'll be super fun. We've got Mr. Nathan Howie out there as well. Mr. Nathan Howard out there as well. So we've got Shibby out there tonight. And we've got Mr. Andrew Cowan out there tonight as well. So we've got 2 out of our BC team out there slogging it away with these guys out of the 27 as well. So we'll definitely be rooting for those guys. So we've got some newcomers to the series as well, and quite a few different ones. The SLM sim racing boys, esports boys. They're good friends of mine actually. They started in karting, actually, real life karting, and then went into esports and stuff. So they compete all over the world in iRacing and a few other titles. So it's kind of cool to see them, and lots of support for season 3, eh, Stefan?
Oh, absolutely. You know, season 3 is a ripper. We're into our second night. And as you guys can see, we've already brought in a couple of new categories. NASCAR trucks last night was epic fun. I was in the RC booth for that one, and it was busy, to say the least. But it was good fun. And as we go through to, a new and exciting season, we come to the dirt ovals as these guys are about to go for their 3 minutes worth of lone qualifying. So it's definitely going to be interesting. It's obviously much, much easier to drive a dirt track when it's only yourself out there, because you can pick whatever line you want. So you might see these guys that are super quick in qualifying because they're used to sort of hot lapping. They may not be as good in the race when it comes to people sliding them up on them and having to run different lines as the track obviously evolves. So it's definitely going to be interesting to see how these guys handle this evolving track later tonight.
Lots of slidey dirt, changing things quite a lot, hey?
Yeah, exactly. And the way this track works, obviously, in a good track state, you want to sort of enter mid-height and then keep it pinned and then go as close as you can to that inside wall and then drag it out to the outside wall. But obviously, as the track slickens up, you sort of just have to go higher and higher and higher, or even lower and lower and lower, depending on where all the guys are sort of taking the mud off and making it quite slick. So it's going to be interesting.
Cockpit view, so you can have a look on camera. Cockpit view, give us a bit of a run through.
Yeah, so as you can see, he's coming up to start his lap here as he's coming up into 1 and 2. You sort of see him enter their mid-high. Ideally, you want to be a little bit lower than that if you can keep it pinned and go a bit lower and sort of straight line to the fence, because the front straight is actually curved here, so it doesn't. You don't have to sort of line it up straight, because if you can curve it out or sort of run to the wall where it's curved, you can then sort of take the curve into the corner and straighten the back straight up, and that's where you get a lot of momentum coming off the corners. So, but also with that curve straight, if you run low, you can open yourself. Oh, and you can do that quite easily as well, and over she goes.
Oh, she's stuck in the fence too. Oh, look at that! Stuck in the fence. A nice energy drink car there.
So as you can see, it's yeah, you make that one little mistake like we saw there, and it's all over. So it's anything can happen here. So it's definitely going to be a good fun night, I reckon, of hard racing.
So we've got Joe Daly on track now, so he's out for his little bit of qualifying. Also,
yeah, there's for me personally, there's a lot of, obviously said earlier, a lot of newcomers, a lot of Americans who love their dirt no matter where you are in America, dirt racing is always a thing, whether it's the modifieds or the sprint cars. I know the 14 Outlaws are obviously a big thing over there. We've got this baby brother of that one running purely because it is a lot easier to handle, and we've got a nice variety of long and short tracks throughout the calendar. And obviously, don't forget, guys, if you want to join us, it's not too late. You can join the SRW DSL Welding Services 360 Sprint Cars if you go to simracingworld.com.au and sign up, or join the Discord, and you can chuck entry in there as well.
Yes, yeah. Or more the merrier. Hey, we're getting a lot of support for this one, so it's going to be really, really cool.
Can you imagine 50 of these going around a small track like this? It'll be, when the leader's taking the green flag, the person in 50th would be directly in front of them. So it's going to be a good fun night.
Seems that we've got our first little heat grid up now.
Yeah, and this is all done via qualifying results as well. So the way it does it is you've got your 27 drivers, and then it will try and divide that number by however many heats there are. So in this case, there's 5. So we've got 2, 4, 6. We've got 8. So it looks like we may only run 4 heats of potentially 7 in this one to make it even. And then the top 3 from each of these heats will automatically advance to that feature. So if you're in this first heat and you win, or get your top 3, it can be an advantage, but it can also be a disadvantage, because then you've got to wait up to half an hour before you're back in the car again, which obviously you don't know what the track's like. You're coming in cold, so you might start at the front, but it's going to make it difficult.
100%. Is there a little bit of an inside knowledge here on what you want to do on the start, on the rolling start?
So generally, as it is with most dirt tracks, so the leader will try and hold P2 as high as they can. Obviously, these guys are all starting on iRacing green, so as soon as you see that, you'll straighten that corner up and just pin it.
Okay, I see. Cool. You heard it here first, guys. That's what we should be expecting, and good. It's good I'm learning as well about dirt as well, as I'm big in it, so it's good.
Yeah, and my favourite position to start with dirt is actually always P3, because you can see what the leader's doing, and if you can jump the same time he does, or anticipate his jump and not pass him before the control line, you can quite easily be P1 by the end of the first lap as well, as these guys are just sort of pacing up, and the pace car will be coming off this lap, and we are good to go in a few seconds here, guys.
We got Richie McLeod. He's the one that's sitting in the 3rd position at the moment, so he's probably the one that's might profit here from the start. You're saying?
Yeah, if he's familiar with how to start and looking at his I rating, he should be at 5.8k. So these guys are pace cars off, and they are waiting for the green. There's the green light, and P3 gets a good start. Actually, it's P2 on the outside here. He's going to hold it around. Can he hold it around the outside the whole way around? Who have we got? Oh, Stevens and Haley, they're going side by side. He crosses him over into 3. This is great opening lap here by Stevens, getting that pole shot from P2. Oh, there's a bit of crash down the back. There could be a caution here, guys. Yeah, there's a massive barrel roll down the back. As
Daniel Weaver and Jason Burke. We'll just let this happen, but we'll have go back to the replay soon, guys.
This is, Stevens and Haley are putting a show up the front, crisscrossing each other left, right, and centre, sliding each other up wherever they can. Stevens is keeping it low. Haley's going to come for the crossover. Oh, he gets into the back, moves at the fence. Oh, and that's his race done. I think that's
Haley's crash there.
Yeah, we'll go back and get a DSL Welding Services replay here as he's coming out of, I believe this is turn 3. I think he's going to ride the wall here on entry, and potentially.
Yeah.
So Stevens just slides up there, and Hurley gets into the back of him, loses it, and he's around and into the start finishing pole. He's already trying to get to the victory lane, but a bit too early there.
Well, we'll just go back to those other 2 as well, just to have a look at Jason Burke's crash there. I'm not sure what happened a bit further back there at the start.
Where are we? So we've got a car on the highlight line. Jason's in the middle here. Is he going to get tagged? He's going to get tagged on the right rear and go straight into the wall here, I think. Oh, not quite. He hasn't allowed that racing room for that guy on the outside to turn it in. The guy on the outside did turn in quite soon and try and pinch him down there a bit. So that's just hard racing, trying to fight for the same bit of track, I reckon. But obviously we've got Brett in RC tonight, so that'll be up to him, and I don't envy his position right now.
That was our, sorry about that. Results. Not sure what's happened here with the... Here we go. We're on to our heat 2.
Yes, we've got heat here too. We've got Matty Jones, Ethan Bastian in P2, Luke Johnson on P3, Jason Crawford on P4. We have just been informed that the yellow flags and cautions will not be on for heat races, but they will be on for the mains, and the also Constellation will be main. However, you guys may know it out there, and then also for the feature race. So these guys will have I believe it's 2 laps to pace up here and form up. That was a very, very action-packed first heat there, Toddy.
Yeah, that was really fun actually. These make for really fun racing, don't they? And because it's quite quick fire and you know, such short laps, makes for really hard out action really quickly. So that's cool. Yeah,
absolutely. It's the sprint cars and the fast pace and 8-lap heats, they fly by before you know it. It's less than 3 minutes a race, which generally for some tracks is 1 lap for our road races, dependent on the series. So it really does bring a whole new set of racing where these heat races, you've just got to go as hard as you can and as fast as you can and sort of fight for that top 3, because if you don't get in the top 3, you're automatically into a Constellation or B main. So you might as well hang it out there, and obviously no one's paying for their repair bills tonight in the virtual world. Yeah, so you might as well just go for it, send it as hard as you can, and hope it sticks.
Yep. Or slides. Sorry, too many dad jokes. These are really cool, and they're so much fun in real life to go and watch as well. Just all the noise, kids love it. And, the noise,
absolutely.
And the dirt spitting up and stones.
Green.
Pace goes off, and Matty Jones has got a good start here. P3 was caught napping. We've got Ethan on the outside. Can he do what Stevens did in the last one and go around the outside of Matty Jones? But it looks like Matty's going to cut him off here. He's got a full car left into 3. Ooh, looks like we've got Jason there on the inside, just forcing his way past Luke. But Luke comes around the outside. Oh, that's incident between Matty Jones and Bastian. Oh, let's keep it going, boys. Keep it pinned. This is awesome hard racing. We've got people going high, people going low. The track's evolving nice and quickly here.
Ethan's definitely got some pace in that car, doesn't he? He's
absolutely
back with a vengeance now. He knows it's only a short little one. He only needs to get one more position up so he can make it into the next one. Into the next round. Exciting.
Yeah, absolutely. He's got 4 more laps to do it as they're coming up to finish the end of lap 4. He's going on the inside of Morosky here, but Morosky's also looking on the inside of Crawford, so they're all over the place. Last lap round, Morosky set the fastest lap in the race at a 13.8, and they're going almost 3 wide into turn 2. This is nuts. These guys are on it. Got Bastian to the low line, which is working on corner entry by the look of it, but he just can't get the exit as these guys on the higher line obviously can have less steering input, so they've got a straighter and faster car on the exit. So it's going to be interesting to see if Bastian, there he is, you can see him there on the inside. He's making a move. He's trying to make this stick. I'm expecting to see a slide job on the last lap here. Oh, there it is. As I called it, he's made his way through back into P3, so he's going to be happy. If he can hold that, he's through to the A main. We'll start on the 3rd row for the A main as they get to the last lap. I don't think Morosky's got anything for him here. He has got a bit of a run, but it's going to be too late, I believe. Coming into turn 3, is he going to send it? Not quite hard enough, and this is going to be Matty Jones, Jason Crawford, and Ethan Bastian going through to your A main from heat number 2, and on the last lap, just for good measure, Jason Crawford also set the fastest lap of that race at a 13.7.
I'm not really sure what happened there with the last replay, but it seems Mr. Cowie's had a bit of a moment in that last race, so he didn't finish that race there by the look of it. Must have a bit of a last-minute crash. It looked like it was on the last lap there, so that's why we didn't quite get it there.
That's right. He'll probably give us shit for it later on, so...
Oh, good. There's so much action going on in the race, so, so we got to do what we got to do.
Exactly, and this looks like it is our last heat for the night, guys, with 9 cars in each one. So we got Mr. Nathan Howard starting out at P9, so keep an eye on him. New to the sprint car, he's learning it, he's trying his best. We've got Taylor Bish in P1, Jackson Kalo P2, Craig Platter P3, Justin Wright P4, Alex Govia P5, and sorry if I butcher anyone's name for this. Jonathan McKean, who I've raced against in official races before, and he's pretty quick and pretty handy in these cars. Brady Donald in P7, Michael Lock in P8, and as I mentioned before, Nathan Howard in P9.
Look at
Ooh,
that.
that's a mouthful.
Look at that. Gouveia? Gouveia?
I think it's Gouveia.
Yeah, that sounds right. That sounds very, very, very well done. I think you
I'm
nailed
sure
it,
I'm sure they'll correct us if it's wrong.
Yeah.
As everyone used to call me McCurtain instead of McCartan. Or shout out to Dano for calling me Milk Carton on one of the races.
Yeah.
But yes, you guys are pacing up. It's one more lap, I believe, until we go green. Just pacing through T1 and 2, but these cars look good. There's some awesome liveries out there as well from some of these teams, really putting it on. Might almost be worth having a favourite livery contest throughout the season, because there are some awesome looking cars in this field.
Yeah, it's great, and there's great real estate on these cars to put livery on as well, which is quite cool. You know, with that top wing, massive real estate up there. You can put a lot of stuff on there to make them look really cool.
So we've got the pace car coming off, and they're coming to the green flag here. We've got Taylor Bish on the inside. He's off with a good roar, but Jason Kello's actually got the start on the outside. He's going to be able to go around the outside because Bish is going to slide up. Oh, who's on the wall? I think that's Craig Platter, or is it Justin Wright? Justin Wright, they're going 3 wide into turn 2 here. That's not the start. Oh, someone at the back is into the wall again. I think that's Justin again. I think he's got some damage. Yeah, he's pulling in. Unfortunately, his heat is done, and he will be going through to the B main. As you can see, that right front's almost hanging off the wheel. So that is unfortunate there, but Nathan Howard's making position up, and he's actually staying here with Michael Lock, so he might be looking to make a move here. He's running that line, which some people gave him. That's a car. There's a car there, Nathan.
Oh, I don't know. That was a bit from column A and a bit from column B. I think that was both of them a little bit at fault there.
Just missing column C.
Yeah, exactly right. Yeah, exactly right, mate.
He's coming to grips with this car pretty well, considering he's only done about 3 or 4 laps, and he's been trying to get better with his dirt stuff, and it's definitely improving. But you can see some good battles here between Craig Platter and Brady Donald for P5 and P6. As Craig's going to get that run under him, but is he going to send it with a slide job into T2 here? So, he's going to tuck around the outside and get a run down the back straight, I reckon, and he's going to send it into turn 3 here. Or he'll go high and try to go around the outside for the drive out. He's doing the cutback, he's got the drive, but looks like Brady's going to be able to hold that. He's just got that nice momentum. And as you can see there on the screen, that inside of turn 2 is so slick at the moment. And right there as well. So these guys that are running low, they're just going to wash up and up into the high line. So the high line's definitely the way to go, as the leaders have started their last lap, and it looks like Tyler Bush has only got 4 tenths over Jackson, but it looks like he's going to hold on here as he comes through and takes the win for heat number 3. And so out of that heat, you'll see Tyler Bish, Jackson Kello, Jonathan McCain go straight through to the A main, or the feature, and the rest of the field there will be to the one of 2 B mains. That was probably the tidiest heat out of them all.
Really tidy, actually. There was no incidents to be had there, except for the right up at the start. But SDK didn't deem it that much of an incident, it seems. So
I think it was just that hard racing. These cars have been still technically open wheelers. A little bit of contact, and it's quite easy to get out of line and lose 3 or 4 position, as we saw Justin there, and then it broke his right front and he's in the wall, and your heat's over. So as fun as these cars are to race, they're very, very fragile, and they can quite easily be broken.
Yes, definitely, as we see, definite carnage. We're going back to liveries as well, actually. Jamie Budd's out front. I know that's really, really played, but I kind of really like it. Kind of very much like John Player-esque, the old John Player special.
Yeah, sometimes it's not about how much things you got on it. Sometimes simple works if you got that right colour scheme. As you mentioned, that JPS Lotus Formula 1 car, that was a gorgeous looking car, and it was just straight black and gold. Yeah, same as the Lotus. Nice. When they came back to F1, that was a nice looking car for a very simple 2-coloured car.
Yeah, especially when they did the 6-wheeled car, the two front wheels. Yeah. That was crazy.
Yeah.
Got outlawed very quickly.
Yeah, everything does in F1 these days. These guys got one more lap until they go green, and the first of our B mains I'll quickly go through the grid here. We've got Jamie Budd, P1, Alex Gavia, P2, Luke Johnson, P3, Glenn McLeod, P4, Craig Petter, P5, Tyler Schiff, P6. Row 4, you got Jason Burke and Nathan Howard. And to round out the field, we've got Mr. Andrew Cowie from Sim Racing. So these guys are coming into turn 3. The pace car is going to turn off about 3/4 of the way around the turn. And it'll be on iRacing green. And let's see who gets the jump this time.
Interesting. Watching out for that third place on Luke Johnson at the moment, guys.
Green flag.
And they are off, and he's already squeezed them off the start. P3's going to get a good run here, but I think Jamie Budd's going to be able to hold the run. But P5, Craig Platter's already up into P3. He's made a ripper start. And Andrew Cowie's up from P9 to P5. This is awesome start by some of these guys. Oh, bit of contact there in this car around midfield. He's going to collect 3 for 4 cars. Oh no, that's I think might be a caution if they're on. That is half the field wiped out, unfortunately, there, guys.
That is unfortunate.
Looks like we got Alex Gavia, Jason Burke, Tyler Schiff, Glenn McLeod all tied up in that one, and their nights are done. They will not be able to advance through to the A main, unfortunately, after that crash. So these B mains, we've got them as 10 lap races, so a little bit longer, which means the track's going to get even slicker and a bit harder to drive.
Once we give a little bit of a chance, because these are very quick races, might leave it to the end and then we'll look at the replays after that. Just keep an eye on the action for now.
Absolutely, and we just had word through from Brett as well in RC, so we've got 2 B mains tonight, 10 laps, and the top 7 will go into the A main. So luckily enough at the moment as it stands, Glenn McLeod and Tyler Schiff, although they're out of the race, they've still advanced to the A main. It looks like Jason Burke and Alex Guerra, unfortunately, their nights are done as they have towed. So they're with us still towing. So, who's that into the outside wall?
Jamie Budd and Tyler Schiff have both had crashes. We will go immediately to them, I think.
Jamie Budd from the lead of the race. What has happened here?
This is
Tyler
Schiff first.
So he's just he's been squeezed a little bit, and he's gone down low. He's lost it a little bit. He's going to come through the slick. He's got the grip. He's straightened up a bit. Oh, he's just got too much traction, I think. And they've both just lost it out in what I suppose is the marble. They've jumped the cushion. He spun it around, and then the other 3, as you can see there.
Jamie Budd almost getting collected with that. So maybe that's what's put Jamie Budd off for this next one.
I think so. I think he has potentially net-coded him here. Looks like he's potentially broken his steering, or has he just lost momentum and lost positions? We'll stay with this.
Looks like there's something broken there.
Yeah, it's right.
Side.
Yeah, there's something broken there, so unfortunately that's his night done as well. He is in P6 at the moment, though, so he is still going to advances. Yeah, that's really broken there, Jamie. You will not be driving that any further.
Craig Platter with the win there.
Yeah, so we've got Craig Platter taking the win there. Luke Johnson, P2. Howie in P3. That's a great run for him from the back of the grid. Howie and Shibby. Sorry, I'll call him Shibby. Get the name right. Coming up from P8 to P4. Tyler Schiff will advance through. So will Jamie Budd. So they will be starting from the back of the A main. So in our second B main, we've got Braden Moriski starting on the pole position, and a very nice looking car. It's almost like McLaren racing.
It's
the golf,
cool.
that golf racing sort of look. That's a very nice livery there, Braden. So kudos to whoever made that. You got Joseph Daly. I'll say the names right. In P2, that's your front row number 2, and the number 28 you got Brady Donald, and 515 Adam Ariel, who I know personally from the Whitey's Pies.
Oh, nice.
If you love pies, get a Whitey's in you.
Nice.
Following behind that, you've got Aston Hurley. I almost said Aston Martin.
Okay.
Michael Locke, Mr. Whiting. I can't see your full name. Freitag. I'm sorry if I've screwed that up. Daniel Weaver starting on the back row along with Justin right now. Daniel and Justin were quick in their qualifying, so they are probably ones to look here, and they might be able to work their way from the back to the front. In the top 7. Both of them only need to gain 1 and 2 places respectively, and they're through to that final. So it's going to be interesting here. Another lap of pacing, and then we'll set these guys loose for 10 laps around Volusia Speedway Park.
Cool. I'll keep the replays to the end of the race, guys, from now on. Just because they are such short races, we missed a little bit of action, guys.
Absolutely, and we do have a little bit of a warm-up after this one as well before the feature, so that'll work out perfectly for us. Oh, excuse me. So, yeah, don't forget, if you love what you're seeing here, don't forget to go to SRW TV on YouTube and hit that subscribe button and that notification bell. You'll get a notification every time we go live. You also see us on Facebook, every stream as well. Oh, excuse me, just struggling to spit the words out. And also thank you, of course, to our sponsors, DSL Welding Services, Pagnian Imports, and Dragon RC. None of this wouldn't be doable without you guys, so big shout out to you three. And also we do have a discount code which will be in the link and the description down below for Pagnian Imports, so go check them guys out if you're into sim racing and new stuff. As we're about to go green here, and Braden's off, and I think he's missed the start, or Joseph has jumped it. I'm not really sure what's happened there, but that was a very slow start by the leader. So he might have been asleep there waiting for the green flag. We've got Adam running that byline. Oh. Yeah, they've been pretty curious. I think they all realise they only need a top 7 and they go through. So they're probably just trying to make that top 7. But Adam Errol here is pretty close on the back of Michael. Oh, no, as I say that, Adam's in the wall. Commentator's curse. Yeah, so I think these guys are being a bit more sensible in the B main, because obviously in the heat you can go guns blazing top 3, that's all you need, but in this you sort of need to finish obviously to be able to make your way through. So it does look like Adam has fallen off the pace. He's about 8 seconds off the lead. His lap times aren't too bad, or he's a bit damaged there, it looks like on his right front. He's got a bit of crumpled, so unfortunately I think that's going to be his night done unless there's some fortune go his way.
Looks like it's definitely pulling to the right, those wheels.
Yeah, something's not quite right. Yeah, that front right is definitely a bit bent, so a bit unfortunate there for Adam in the Whitey Spice car, but I'm sure he'll be back for round 2. We've got Joe Daly here pulling away from the field with a nice 2-second lead, and it's extending. He was 2 tenths quicker than anybody else in the last lap, so he's definitely showing his pace. He did get involved in a crash in one of the earlier heats, so I think this is showing that he definitely had the pace to go through straight to that A main, as he's about to lap Adam. I think Adam is just trying to hope that a couple of cars in front will crash and he'll be able to still get that 7th spot and progress through.
Yeah, just nurse at home, eh, by that point.
Yeah, well, you know, there's 2 laps to go. He needs something to happen pretty soon, but as we've seen tonight, it's so easy to damage these cars, clip a wall, clip someone else, just misjudging their line or your line, and you know that you're out of the race essentially, because you can damage these cars, or if you can't steer, you can't do anything around the dirt track. So very easy, but yeah, unfortunate race there for Adam, as we've got the last lap being commenced by Joseph Daly. Excuse me, and he's just coming around turns 3 and 4 now. It's a pretty comfortable win here for Joseph. He's going to progress through to the A main, along with Aston Hurley, Braden Moraski, Daniel Weaver's just put Brady on the last lap, so Brady will finish P5 there. That's a way to finish it.
Wow.
Justin Wright in P6 and Michael in P7 all progress through to your A main, your feature race. Now we do have a couple of minutes here as a warm-up, then we'll be into it for your A main. So we'll go back and see if we can find any replays as well, and show you guys some action we may have missed.
SDK's just wiped itself because we've come into this into the grid process for the main event, so it seems to have wiped itself for main event. So we'll just keep an eye on these guys, see what they're up to at the moment, and I'll see if it'll bring up some results from the last one, if it'll let me.
Sweet as. It does look like there, as you guys can see on the stream there is a very slick line there, sort of on that low line and entry. So I think everyone's going to be running that cushion and going up high, which isn't the best thing for racing in terms of you sort of have to follow the leader for the most of it. But it does open that slide job up, because if you can go low into this grippy part below the slick and then slide through the slick and then get back into the grippy stuff, you might be able to catch someone by surprise and get a move done later in the races. So it'll be interesting. It'll definitely be interesting to see how these guys cope with the evolving track state.
Yeah, do you think it's like, do you think it's one of those, when, Daytona, it's one of those where they say it's better to be in 3rd or 4th position so you can get that part on that last corner. Is it kind of like that with dirt ovals as well? It's kind of, if you have these kind of a few more laps, you kind of...
Yeah, it really does depend on sort of, your track and stuff. Obviously, if you've got P1, say you're in P3, for example, you got P1 and 2 right in front of you and they are battling, dirt drivers don't hold out. So if there's, like, last lap and they can do a slide job, they can try and do something, they're going to do it. So in that instant, absolutely best to be in P3 and hope that, that goes your way. In terms of leading, on dirt, I would much rather be the leader and just go high, pin it, keep as much power and momentum as you go into that guy on the lower line who is sliding can't get to your front wheel, because if he obviously gets to your that's
Whoa, that was
that's what happens when they slide up and get to your front wheel. That's what I was trying to explain. So as you can see there, you don't want that to happen. So it's it really depends on how the race. Obviously, if you're spread out, you'll obviously want to be the person that's pulling away. So yeah, it's going to be interesting. And we've got 18 cars here for the feature, which 18 of these, yeah, I mean, we had 9 in the heats and the B mains, and that was enough as someone's just plowed into the back of that car. I think that was Joseph Daly into the back of Jamie Blood. But you're going to have double the cars, double the laps, which should only equal double the chaos.
Ooh,
so
yeah.
it's going to be interesting. Exactly. It's definitely going to be good fun.
This is insane how many cars. It's just crazy how many cars are on track.
Yeah, I'm glad we didn't go with the 410s because they're a bit more of a beast to drive, so it would have been even more chaos again.
True. But it might be a build-up. What do you reckon? Do you reckon the
Oh,
SRW
possibly.
team are like, oh, we'll start them on these? Once you boys
Possibly.
are confident,
Might even be that we'll go down to the 305s because this is too much. We'll soon figure that one out for season 4. But as they're gridding up now and loading into their gridding phase, we'll go through the grid here and we'll see all 9 grids. So on the first row, you've got car 26, Sean Stevens and 087 from Matty Johns. Row 2, Tyler Bish and Nathan Allen. Row 3, Jason Crawford, Jackson Callow. Row 4, Richie McLeod, Ethan Bastian. Row 5 in the 9th position, the number 1 car, Jonathan McCain, and the 69 car, Craig Platter. Behind that, we've got Joseph Daly in P11. Can't see who's in P12, sorry. Luke Johnston, there we go. My Discord screen just went funny. Yeah. Where are we? I'll let you take it over there from there. Should be
we've got Andrew Cowie in 14th. We've got, we got. Now it's stuff for me too. Ashton Hurley in 13th place. We've got Cowie, Andrew Cowie in 14th place. Along with we've got Nathan Howard there. We've got Shibby there in 15th place. We've got Braden Morosky in 16th place. Tyler Sheaf in 17th and 18th. And we got Daniel Weaver there. So beautiful work, guys.
Hey, congrats all to making the A main of the first round of the DSL Welding Sprint Cars. This is going to be good fun. 20 cars on track.
It's madness, mate. This is going to be absolute crazy madness. You can't even see the end of the line of the cars. That's crazy on camera.
You can only see about half of them as they're coming around the back straight now, so we'll be going green in about 5 to 10 seconds here, so this is going to be crazy.
Let's have a look.
This is going to be utter chaos. So we've got Stevens on the inside here now, Matty Jones on the outside. Obviously it's on iRacing green, so it's not on the leader, so Matty Jones can get a start here if he times it good. He's got it as well. He's going to go around the outside, and that high line's got the grip, so you can see him already straight to the fence. He's going to come around the outside, but it looks like it's Tyler Bish on the low line actually going super, super low, hugging that inside wall. That's going to have the run, and he's going to lead the first lap. I did not expect that low line to have such grip, but these guys are doing well. They're keeping it clean so far. No major incidents that I can see or SDK is bringing up, as you've got Stevens there doing a slide job, trying to go get the grip on that high line and try and drive around the outside of Tyler Bish. But Tyler Bish is making that inside work, and that's I'm actually surprised he's pulling away as well. Like
he's making it work, isn't he?
Yeah, always that inside bump that sort of upsets the car, but half the field is sort of split. Half's going low, half's going high. generally did not think that would have the grip down there. I thought that high line was going to be the way to go. As we've got our first caution of the evening. What is this for? We'll see if we can find out
Jason
what this is
Crawford's
for.
had a bit of a crash here. Just a yellow flag on that one there, so we'll have a look at that.
Oh, we'll go back with the DSL Welding Services action replay. Jason Crawford's on the outside in the middle here. And he's got a car on his outside. He's going 3 wide on the exit. Oh, he's just snapped it. He's lost it. He's going to collect another. Oh, he's collected about 3 or 4 cars here. That white get lucky because it looked like it was netcode, but I think Jason's race might be done there with the way that front right is dangling.
Wow, we've had massive crashes as well again. And the back of, I don't even know where to start. There's so much red that's just happened there as well. So I'll just have a look at the biggest group of all this.
Absolutely.
Or something.
I can
we're
see
on
this.
board with Daniel Weaver here. I'm not sure what's happened here.
This looks like this is under caution as well.
Maybe it's just SDK lying to us here. Apologies.
I think that's just SDK playing games on us here.
Yeah, that's all right.
That's all right. See, as these guys,
major incident that caused it anyway.
yeah, as these guys reline, we'll figure out if it's single and double file as well as whether they'll form up with a lap to go. Generally, these are double file restarts as well.
Oh, Tyler Bishop on the outside. What's happened there to his car?
It does sound by like in game that Brett Wheeler is explaining to him where the restart line is.
Okay.
So they know for when they're restarting. As this is obviously the first caution they've had to deal with through tonight. So it is definitely going to be a double file restart, which again is going to give the momentum and grip to the car on the outside. So Tyler Bish is either going to have to go low and time it right, or try and push Stevens as high as he can and get that to turn down and accelerate and get the jump on him. So we'll see here as pace car's going to pull off. We'll stay on board with Stevens actually and see what it's like from inside on a restart from the front row.
Be pretty hairy. You've driven these in real life, haven't you, Stefan?
I have. New Zealand only runs the 305, or when it was, I was running the 305 version. But they now have upgraded to the 360, and these are beasts. These are screaming engines in your face that you don't know what you're doing. You just hold on and pray.
Yeah. I hope this is going to work. Win it or bin it, as it just says it on his screen there.
Exactly, and that's going to be his motto from if he's P2 for the next 24 laps. He's going to try and win it, or he's going to bin it running that high line. He's just so close to that fence, but again, Tyler Bish is making that low line work down there.
Really
he's so close to that inside as well. But he's straightening that exit up, and he's gone 3/10 quicker than anyone on that last lap. So he's finding something that no one else is at the moment, and I wonder if others are going to potentially start to join him and follow his way.
It's almost like he's using that sort of stickier mud down the bottom just to pull in the inside of that car, and here we go.
There
now
we
Stevens
go.
has started to use it. Okay. Was it really? It must be helping him not having to brake. He's probably just lifting off and just holding it down, or not even that, just holding it in there, and that's enough to slow the car in? Maybe.
It is, and it looks like we're under yellow again. It's I think that none of these guys were expecting it quite to have the grip that it does. Eventually, obviously if they all start running low, you're gonna wear that bit of track out.
That's Daniel Weaver again. He's had a bit of a moment.
We'll go back and have a look at what Daniel's up to.
Oh.
So it looks like he's all by himself at the moment, crossing the start-finish line.
SDK, there's so much going on. SDK won't let me get back up to where I wanted to go. There we go.
Oh, good.
There we go. It's correct.
So Daniel Weaver's in the middle here. He's on the slick. Oh, yeah. Car in front's checked up, and he's had to check up, and unfortunately, that's just a nowhere to go incident, and unfortunately, that has ruined Daniel Weaver from Send It Sim Sports Race. Yeah, that's just unfortunate when someone sort of loses the rear and checks up to catch it, and you've committed to your line. There's nothing you can do. Unfortunately, innocent bystander in that one.
Yes, just nowhere to go sometimes, is there?
Yeah, it's the same on road as well. It's just sometimes you just can't avoid it,
Exactly.
which is not ideal. But yeah. So they should have one more lap here, and then they should go double file, restart again. But yeah, it's going to be interesting to see what they do from the start, because obviously Tyler's been getting the jump going that low line. So I wonder if Steven's going to try go the high line and then go back down to the low line and follow him through for...
A hard one, isn't it? Because how much distance is he going to lose not going on that inside line, though? Going low.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting, but with P3 where he is, if P3 gets a good jump and goes low and follows Tyler, there's a good chance that he's going to pull alongside Steven, which is going to force Steven high, and then he's stuck up there until either one of each other clear each other. So, it's going to be interesting. We'll stay here as going green. Tyler's got a good jump. It looks like Steven is clear low if he's going to take it. But no, he's going high again. He's going to run the high line. He's actually got the run here. Tyler's slid up into the grey, and I think Steven's going to drive around the outside here. One's going to go high, one's going to go low. We'll see what they get on the exit. The high line will generally give you better momentum off the corner, and Steven's going to lead that lap, I believe, by... Note, that was still Tyler by 0.01. And Steve... It's nuts. Looks like Tyler slid up again there. So it looks like the grip in 1 and 2 down low has gone, but it's still there in 3 and 4. So these guys are going to start to go high there. As you can see, everyone that's running low is sliding up that little bit more, and that outside momentum is going to take Tyler around the outside of Aston here, I believe.
Wow, that was funny, hey? I think Tyler went for it, and he was expecting the grip to be there, and helped like he was doing previously, but it's just lost on the middle inside of the track now after the restart, isn't it?
Yeah, especially 1 and 2, it's definitely looking like these guys are struggling to keep it tight without losing too much momentum. But speaking of P3 there, Aston Hurley in the 99, he's up 10 positions from race start. He's from 13th to 3rd, and he's battling for 2nd as well. So he's having a mega race. Absolutely mega
flying.
race.
Oh,
the leader's caught someone. The leader's caught a modified sprint car.
That looked like
without a wing.
Was that Jamie Budd at the back there, was it? Oh no, it's Jason Crawford at the back there, sorry.
I believe it's Crawford, yeah. I believe Jamie Budd's in one of the sleek looking black
he's in the
cars
one,
off memory.
Yeah,
off memory. So, but unfortunately for the leader, he still keeps his position, but that puts Aston Hurley into P2 up 11 positions now. So he is a man on a mission. He is battling for P1 as well. So we're officially halfway through, guys, so these laps will tick over super quick. He's in the slick there, so he's not going to quite have it, but we'll see how close he goes to the inside wall. We'll stay on for a whole lap here. So he's in the slick there, but he's getting the good momentum, and he's going to go right up to this wall here. So he's actually driving in the slick, which is not something you'd normally see, but I mean, you've got to try something different, I suppose. Oh, that's a car on its roof.
Whoa, and another one.
And we're on under yellow.
That's Ethan and Tyler. Oh no. Cowie's had a bit of a crash, so I'll try and once SDK settles down a bit, we'll run to caution again, guys. Yellow flag. We'll just see what's caused that.
So, DSL Welding Services action replay. Cowie looks like he's by himself. He is by himself. He's in the slick. Oh, he's just gassed it up too much in the slick, I think, and it's...
Oh, no.
He's turned in. Oh, and there's another car coming down. Oh,
that's Crawford with the bash car. That's the second time he's gotten on the road there.
That's not pretty.
That's
not ideal.
It's taking out Tyler on the way through also. Ow, it's taking out our first and second place getters at the moment. That's insane. That insane battle at the front there. That was a horrible chain of events by the look of that.
Oh, that's not ideal. It's taken out, I think Aston Hurley's lost a few spots out of that as well. So that is very unfortunate there for Sean Stevens and Tyler Bish.
Sean Stevens, Tyler Bish, Aston Hurley as well.
Your top three.
And Tyler Bish.
Your top three all caught up in that event. And unfortunately, Tyler there, you can still see is on his side. So I think he may have had to tow. So that is his race done for this week. And which is very unfortunate.
They were pushing hard. So what's it sit like now? Oh, Aston, no. We have Sean Stevens and Aston still in there. So sorry about that. Bit of confusion there.
Oh, yep. My overlays are just playing up.
Cowie,
so Cowie and Tyler Bush.
And Tyler, yeah.
So very unfortunately for Tyler. P3, and now he's out of the race, and Cowie's just come over comms and said that he's having to retire as well. So unfortunately, both people in that crash are no longer in the race. And Nathan Howard has also retired at some point as well, looking at the leaderboard. So we've got 4 cars out of this race at the moment. Tyler Bish, Nathan Howard, Andrew Cowie, and I cannot tell you the bottom name. Sorry, I can't quite see it. I think it's
Joe Daly, Daniel Weaver, Tyler Bish,
Daniel Weaver.
Shibby,
That's
and
the one.
Cowie, all out. Well, along with Jason Crawford and yeah.
And they're off again, so they're going to be starting on the 19th lap. So we've only got 12 to go. We're well over halfway, almost 2/3 of the way, and that's a great start by Sean. Straight to that high line with the grippers. I think it caught Ash.
Another yellow flag already. We just had a bit of a moment there, just bear with me.
I think it's like the trucks again. One cautions breed cautions.
Yeah, we just had Jackson Callow have a bit of a moment there, it looks like, and then Jason Callow, and then yeah, it seems like it's happened. And Ethan again. By the look at this, we'll go back to Jackson Callow.
It did look like Matty Jones just got served end of line as well over voice comms, so we'll have a look. I think Matty Jones is that high car there, who's fishtailing everything.
He stayed out of it, but yeah, I could see.
Oh, and then he's collected him. Yeah, so that's a fair penalty for Matty there. He's turned someone around, so he's going to the end of the line, or end of the longest line. Sorry, so he'll be at the back and trying to make his way through for these last 12 laps. Looks like no harm on Jackson's car there, though. It does look like he's going to be able to continue to race as well. So they'll be starting from P14, 15 respectively for this one.
Yeah, it seems to be travelling pretty straight now at the moment, doesn't it? So
yeah, and it doesn't look like there's anything on the back. So from visual graphics point of view, it looks like he'll be able to continue on and hopefully keep his pace going. One thing as well, I believe, don't quote me on this, is caution laps. Oh no, they do count. In officials, they don't count on dirt, but they do in hosted apparently.
I see. Interesting.
Yeah.
So you could be there for a long time if it happens a lot in officials then, essentially.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So yeah, normally in dirt you don't count official lap. No, there it is. So as you see, it just jumped back down from lap 20 to 19. So in dirt races, your caution laps do not count. So if you fuel for say 30 laps, and you actually have like 10 laps of caution, you're gonna run out of fuel.
Oh yeah.
So people, yeah. So it's gonna be interesting to see what these guys do with their fuel loads, or what they have done with their fuel loads. Generally, people will put in a couple extra liters just to be safe. These cars don't use obviously huge amounts of fuel.
Yeah, I suppose so. It's only a short track, but when
exactly.
When you're doing 3 or 4 laps at a time and you've got that many safety cars, definitely stuck with your math, wouldn't it? A bit.
Yeah, and they've changed it to single file restarts here, so Stevens has got a clear jump away as they jump off from the line. Aston Villa got a bit squirrely, but so the top guy's going high and the rest of the field's going low. By the look of that into turn 2, so
Sean looked like a massive launch out of that turn 2.
Absolutely, and it looks like we've got Alan going up, Marowski going up high as well, so a couple are going high, but it looks like everyone's still running that sort of low to mid line, which I'm surprised has got as much grip as it does, to be honest. But even Sean's down there in turn 3 and 4, there's still a little bit of dirt covering this. It's not fully slick, but as you can see there, it's not very grippy in the middle bit, so you sort of got to split it, go low or go high of the real dark patches, and you see a few cars sort of washing out halfway, but it looks like they might have settled down. They might get a few more laps of green.
Caution, yellow flag once again.
And commentator's curse.
And we have Cowie. He's just back on track, but he seems like he's had a bit of another. He hasn't got pulled up after he's come out of the pits there. So
he has come back from. It looks like they must have a fast repair available, and he's gone high. I think he's just going to lose it here.
Oh, the leader coming through. That's Sean just on the high side. Oh, what's happened there? Has he still got problems with that car, maybe?
Possibly. He might have potentially run out of fuel.
Oh, yeah.
Just looking at the way, obviously, it's not accelerating. I think the caution came out because he went so slow to let the leaders by.
Oh, I see.
Because it would have thought that it was a stopped car on track sort of thing.
I see.
So, bit of a sort of unwarranted caution, obviously, if we were running manual cautions, but it is what it is, really. These guys will go green, I believe, this lap, by the way they're lining up. Oh, excuse me. Oh, that looks like I have one more lap of pacing here. 7 laps to go. It's going to be very interesting to see what happens. Sean's had the pace the whole time.
Yeah,
So it's going to be interesting to see if he can, starting from that front row as well. But pace cars in, we'll see what they can do. P2 did not get a good jump again. Aston's just not turning down early enough and hard enough, and he's going to allow Richie McLeod underneath him. And the way these guys have been driving that low line, I wouldn't be surprised if they slide it on into turn 3 and 4 here. But we've actually got Craig Plater going and trying to go that slightly higher line, and you've got Jonathan McCain running that super high line as Nathan Allen's going up there this time and tries bouncing off the fence as he's coming around the outside. Craig Plater's in P3. I don't know if he's going to hold that.
Had a bit of a moment. We've got yellow flag again.
Caution again on the racetrack with 5 to go. We'll check out those DSL Welding Services action replay. So we've got Brady Donald here on the blue car on your screen. Going up high. Is he going to get the fence? No, he's under the cushion here.
Whoa, has he come across on him? Whoa. Ooh, maybe it doesn't look like he saw him there much, did he?
Yeah, it has been called a racing incident by our race controller, so I think it was just Matty was sort of trying to slide up the track to get a bit of a flick spin going in for the next corner, and unfortunately the other car was just there trying to.
He would have been right in his blind spot as well.
Oh, absolutely.
Because he would have been turning on the angle, would have been turning right so he could flick it to the left, right? They wouldn't have seen him out whatsoever, yeah. I agree
and dirt drivers don't use their mirrors.
Yeah.
There's no need. Eyes forward.
Yeah, exactly right. And even if they had them, they get ripped off pretty quickly anyway, wouldn't they?
Yeah, exactly. They've got enough worries just probably trying to see out of their windscreens or visors. So I don't think they'll be looking at the mirror too much.
That's what you're looking at. I'm pretty sure you're not going to be looking beside you. You know?
Exactly.
So
especially not on these last 5 laps.
100%. That puts it in perspective how hard these things are to drive.
Absolutely it does. Sean Stevens running that low line this time. He's not going to go high like he has on every other restart, but he's still made it work.
Guessing, eh?
Absolutely. Still pulled half a second out on that restart, so it's still really good. Aston's. So you got your top 5 sort of running that low to mid, but the pack behind that's chasing them all trying to run high. So it's going to be interesting to see in these last few laps if this high line can work, because they're definitely getting that momentum around the outside and getting the run down the straight. So, pretty wide job. That's going to be a caution.
Yeah, Braden's just been taken out there a bit by there. It seems like he's got a bit of a tap there. I won't go to the replay. We just watched it all live.
Absolutely.
Right then,
we're going to have a look there. So I couldn't exactly tell you who was the other car, but Braden definitely got tapped around there in the rear.
Yeah, let's have a look. See if it's 2v3 markets. 2v1 maybe. Get a bit closer here.
I believe it was Jackson Kello, if I'm hearing it right, over voice-com, who has come in just a bit too hot.
Yeah,
and he's.
Oh, it's just bit on the back.
Yeah, it's a bit of neck code as well, which they have a pretty. Well, they got 1 to green here, so they'll be
those boys behind have definitely done well to keep out of that as well.
Oh, absolutely, especially with people still running that low line, favouring the low line. But yeah, very lucky there. So they can still battle on for another 3 laps, try and gain some positions. I think these guys got half a lap to go until they are green, and they will got a 3-lap shootout. So we'll see how these guys handle it. See if Sean goes high or low this time. I'm going to put my money on high into turn 1.
I'm going to say low.
Glad we're not betting the house on it.
Yeah, me too.
He's jumped early. Oh,
he's gone low.
He's gone mid.
Now he's the exit high. Yeah, you're kind of right. You're a lot more right than I was.
He's keeping them guessing, but Aston's going to run that midline. Slow it up a bit more, trying to straighten that exit out. So 2 laps to go.
A bit of contact there.
Oh, and they're going caution again with like 29, so they're going to have 2 to go at the green flag.
Well, that was between Michael Freitag and Tyler Sheaf, by the look of that. We'll jump onto a replay of that one.
We'll go back and have a look with this DSL Welding services.
Seems
so
like there is a bit of netcode coming on, hey?
Yeah, it's always something that's around. iRacing always say they fix it, and it's still there.
I can only do it to a degree, can't they?
Oh, absolutely. It's all down to the personal incident. I think that's just a racing incident. Someone sliding up high. And someone trying to go around the outside. So.
Yeah, we've got everybody really has some close calls as well. Some great saves from drivers around here as well, which must be very, very hard with this many cars on tracks. That's what we've seen have so much carnage already. With, you know, we started with 20. We're down to 15 on track now. So, you know, it's been a bit of a hard one.
Absolutely. So we've got 1 to green, and then they'll have 2 laps of racing here. That was ruled a racing incident as well, with a car coming down and one going up. But they just sort of met in the middle and can't really do much about it. So I think that's the right call there for that decision.
Yeah, most definitely. Agreed. But Sean Stevens had some great starts. It's one thing that he's definitely gotten a little bit of an advantage on after all these restarts. He's really good at a restart, so definitely.
Absolutely. I think Aston just needs to. He's just not going with him. As soon as you see that sort of front right or left front turn, you just need to accelerate, because that's when they're obviously going to straighten up the exit and pin it, and he's losing, you know, half a second every time to Sean Stevens. So I think Aston just needs to be a little bit more onto it. But we're going to come to the final lap here. You got Sean Stevens leading, you got Aston Hurley in P2, and a good battle between Richard McLeod and Craig Plater for the final podium position, with Richard going around the outside here of Craig. Can he make it work into this final turn? He's going high. He's going for the grip. He's got the momentum. Is he going to get it for P3? It's close to the line, but that's going to be... Oh, I think that's Craig. Craig held it by 0.06.
Yes. Wow, what a finish. That's over racing for you straight up, isn't it?
Oh, absolutely. That is dirt racing. That's the typical high line versus low line momentum. So that is awesome by everyone there, and obviously congratulations to Sean, Aston and Craig, your podium positions. We'll try and endeavour to get them into here for some post-race interviews. So bear with us while we try and find them and enjoy some action replays if we can get them.
Yeah, we'll just wait for these results to come up as well. Once this has come up, once SDK wants to bring up results will come up on our screens, and then we'll go through some action replays, eh?
Absolutely, sounds good. So we got Sean Stevens in there, we got Aston Hurley in there.
Keep it on race until it wants to load up. There we go. Okay, so
just waiting for Craig Platter. There we are. So we got our top 3 in there, along with race controller Brett. So we bring in P3 first.
Yeah, I reckon. Sounds
absolutely.
Good, mate.
So we've got Craig. Right, we'll bring him in. Welcome, Craig. Congratulations, P3 tonight, mate.
Yes, thank you. It was hard work, that's for sure.
Yeah, held on by 0.06 over Richie there at the line. So that was an awesome finish there.
Yes, it's. I seem to get a run on him every restart, but I just could never get my nose in front. So it was good to finally get it done.
How was that whole race from your perspective? Obviously, a lot of cautions, a lot of few incidents. You managed to stay pretty damage-free by the look of it. So just explain how that all was from your point of view.
Yeah, so I dropped back early, but managed to get a few spots back and just sort of chip away and pick a few off. Would have been one of the last cautions where a few were taken out, and sort of found the right line and just kept on going from there.
Oh, awesome, man. Congratulations. Obviously, first round of SRW Sprintcars. Many rounds to go.
Yep.
But, hey, good start to the championship. Is there any sponsors or anything you want to give a shout-out to before we chuck you back in the green room?
Yeah, absolutely. Big shout-out to Portland Mechanical Services, Worth Australia, South Coast Auto Services, Cabworks, Cabcoat, NLRA, Team 10, all the boys back in the Discord, and the spotters. Much appreciated.
Awesome, man. Well, congratulations. Good start to the championship, and hopefully we'll get to be more familiar with your name as the season goes on.
Sounds good. Thank you very much.
All right, so that was our P3 getter, Craig Platter, and we will now bring in P2, Aston Hurley. Give me one moment, caller. Oh, my computer is... Aston, how's things going, man?
Yeah, not too bad. Yourself?
Yeah, can't complain. Congratulations, P2 tonight for the first round SRW Sprintcars. Good race from yourself, man.
No, thank you. I was hoping for a good result, and yeah, I did get one.
Yeah, just to explain us how your race went up 11 positions from P13. You're the biggest mover of the night in that A main feature. So just sort of talk us through how it was from your point of view.
Yeah, well, I felt quick from the get-go. Like qualifying pole was good, and screwing up in my heat wasn't, the best thing to do. But fighting my way through the B main, getting second in that, and starting midfield in the A main was a bit daunting. But I just stuck down the bottom and drove around people when I needed to, drove underneath them, and then once I got comfortable up the front, side by side with my teammates, that was good fun. Not sure what actually happened to them. And then, I felt like I had a lot more speed, like I could have got first, but unfortunately, the 17 cautions that we had hindered me getting first, but it was a good race nonetheless.
Yeah, it's always a bit of a shame when yellows ruin the race, but anyway, good start to the championship. Is there any sponsors or anything you want to give a shout out to tonight?
Definitely, yeah. I'd like to thank Horsham Off-Road, Ultimate Dirt TV, Velocity Race Designs, Decal Evolution, and CD Cinematography. Oh,
awesome, man. Well, congratulations again on P2. Hopefully we'll get familiar with your name throughout the season, and we'll see you back in here for more interviews.
Thank you. Catch you later.
And we'll bring in our round one winner, Sean Stevens, into the broadcast chat.
Oh, brilliant restarts, eh, Sean?
Absolutely.
Restarts all night.
Sean, congratulations. Round one winner. How does it feel?
Yeah, it finally feels good to actually get a win in one of these things, actually, here in one of these broadcasted races.
Congratulations, man. One thing we sort of picked up on in the broadcast team was your restarts were always on point, gaining about half a second every restart, which obviously makes it, well, not necessarily easier, but crucial to get sort of those jumps, and especially towards the end of the race there. So awesome work on those.
Yeah, that's something I've been working on lately, is making sure I always get a good restart. And I think that definitely helps, especially when there's late cautions later on in the race. They definitely help to get a good jump start and get that, a few tenths of a second in front crossing the line and that. But, we'll keep digging. We've got plenty more races to come yet. We'll see how we go in the championship.
Yeah, absolutely. Can't start in any better way. And obviously, with being out in front, you can choose your line where the track slicks up and avoid it. So always has its benefits to being up the front. Is there any sponsors or anything you want to give a shout out to tonight?
Yeah, I'll give a shout out to all my sponsors on my car, everyone back at YOB Racing, PPS, CNC Race Designs, you guys putting on the broadcast, Pertec, JS Sim Shots, LCJ, Catalysm Computers, and I'll see you next week.
Yeah, man. Well, congratulations again. Obviously a great start to the championship, and hopefully we'll see you back in here for many more interviews throughout the championship.
Thank you.
All good. Wow, what a night, Todd. What a night.
That was so awesome, mate. That's so awesome. I really liked how Sean actually kept everyone guessing as well. I think I learnt a lot about tonight, actually. I might jump in the dirt car a bit this week and have a run around. I think I learned a few things about lines and stuff tonight, and definitely about restarts. So, a bit more confident now. Hopefully the viewers out there will be a bit more confident in these dirt cars and learn a bit every week also.
Oh, absolutely. These things are an absolute blast. And just remember, if you are watching this and you want to be a part of the action, it is not too late. You have missed round one, but you can still get them for the remaining 8 rounds. Just head to simracingworld.com.au, sign up through the website, or follow on the Facebook page and join through the Discord, and you can register that way as well. So it's not too late to join. We've got multiple series. We're back on tomorrow night for our first double header. So if you guys want 3 hours worth of racing, that's right, 3 hours, come and watch SRW. I believe we go live at about 7 o'clock Australian Eastern Standard for our first series, and we'll keep you guessing because you'll have to tune in to find out what it is. But I know, right? But from myself and Toddy, thank you guys for watching. This was Sim Racing World DSL Welding Services 360 Sprint Cars from Volusia Speedway. We'll see you back at the same time for next week, round 2. We'll see who can see if Sean can do his magical restarts again and get through and win 2 rounds out of 2. Also, thank you to Pagnian Imports. Don't forget, our discount code for them will be in the description of the YouTube video. So go and give them some love. Go and give them a like. Give them, if you need anything sim relating, they're the guys to go watch. And also, thank you to Dragon RC. Couldn't do it without you guys sponsoring us and helping us wherever we need it. So thank you again to our personal sponsors of SRW. And that will see us for tonight. If you like what you see, go hit subscribe on YouTube, and we'll see you next week.
Hit that notification bell, guys. Much love and keep safe.